hi everyone, and welcome to Just Because You Can. Episode 6, I think. We're probably already over halfway through this campaign since we started late and everything, you know? Before we go around and say hello to everyone, please take a moment to check out the links, if I can spell open, which is only a 4-letter word, you wouldn't think it'd be too hard, in the chat there. It's all of our social links, all of the places you can find us online, including Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Discord, I was actually looking at the metrics for the first time the other day. We're nearly at 700 people in the Discord. Would you, Adam and Eve it? We've also got all of our support information over there, all of our like Patreon and merch websites. You can also check out all of the websites which sponsor us in the form of discount codes for all of your tabletop needs, including Mage Hand Press for content, Tabletop Loot for dice, arasavad.com for dice bags and dice trays, and ruink.com for cartography and maps. Thank you for the host, Moltulu. Let's go around and say hello to our wonderful players today. We'll go around clockwise. We'll start off by saying Captain Fake I can't be here because she's out saving lives. I think that's the, like, actually being a superhero IRL. So, that's the lowdown on that. Check her out though. I'll put her Twitter feed in the thing. 100%. Check out Faye. She's amazing. Next around we go to Kelly Lane.
Who's frantically getting up Roll20 because she's been sitting on this chat for 30 minutes and still keeps forgetting. Hi, I'm Kelly. Kelly Lane on Twitter, Kelly in chat. I am here on Mondays, DMing Tilt. I'm here on Wednesdays doing this. I'm on Wandering DM on select Saturdays, playing in a Call of Cthulhu game, which is super fun. I write articles for Scrat's Patreon. I do stuff on DM's Guild, especially editing. I really like editing other people's stuff and making it like all nice and shiny. Yep. That's it.
Fantastic. Thank you for that sterling intro. Let's go next around to Renee.
Hi, I'm Renee. I'm recording in a darker space today because I have a headache, but I'm happy to be here. And I am really excited about a lot of things going on, including Fate and the Fable Maidens, which is the all-women, family-friendly D&D podcast IDM for. We just announced our 4th cast member and our 3rd Fable Maiden adventurer, Jordan Sanders. So we are so excited about that. We're all really happy. And then also, Edenfall is making progress. We've been working on a timeline for that because a lot changed with my expected timeline after the events of my year, but we're getting back on track, and I'm so looking forward to revealing all of that to y'all, so you can check out Edenfall, which is an audio drama adaptation of Eden, which I'll be back playing after this game.
Because
I also do articles.
Renee is beautiful in her what's the word I'm looking for there? Not vigilance, another one, not stoicness, you know, just tenacity at roleplay gaming. Just can't step away.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you proved that during Dynamo as well. Next around, last but most certainly not least, Banishka.
Hi, I'm Banishka on Twitter. I'm here Wednesday nights. And that's about it right now. You check me out on Twitter. I tweet a lot about tabletop RPGs and trying to be an encouraging member of the community online. So, hi.
Fantastic, thank you. Well, we're going to pick up this week. We're actually going to pick up a little later on than we did before. Bonnie, Lila was grounded, is what you told your friends. We might do a quick scene about that. We'll flash back to that. But I'll send you a little DM so you know something as we're going forward role-playing. You will all meet up the day after Serena and Alyssa's adventures with Jillian. I think that Serena and Alyssa aren't going to arrive at school on time. So Lila, when you arrive at school, Serena and Alyssa and Jillian, none of them are anywhere to be seen. Jillian isn't on the bus like normal. You don't see any of them in the morning. I think Alyssa and Serena arrive at lunchtime. I think we're going to say you snuck out of the house as Jillian's parents started going off about the carpet.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. Alyssa didn't really want anything to do with that.
Yeah. I would like to pick up after school, but I think we could maybe have like one scene each from the afternoon at school, if you wish. Maybe a chance for you guys to catch up Lila on the things. Did we actually develop the plot last week?
We did.
Oh yeah, we did some investigating.
You did.
I did have one question.
Mm-hmm.
How did the article go over this morning?
Ah, yes. So, the article this morning said the headline was Undertow superhero ? Supervillain ? And the minor edits were in fact quite major, Serena. Your work has been spun in a way to make it seem like Undertow is posing as a superhero whilst actually having villainous intent. And the footage of them doing deals and then the chalk line at the scene is like they've just sort of added almost maybe less than a paragraph about how Undertow hired and then killed his hired person, making him seem like an absolute villain.
And I'm assuming she still has the byline though. Like, does it still have a name on it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I think her, after she wakes up, is in a lot of panic and cursing.
It is known.
What's wrong?
She's getting paid.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I think we could probably, if we show up at lunchtime, we could probably all meet up with Lila at lunch and fill her in, maybe?
Yeah.
And that could be our flashback scene.
We brought our bags of hot Cheetos for lunch today.
Yes.
Sure. So why don't we have that scene, Lila? You can be hanging out wherever you would normally hang out. You normally run at lunch, right? So maybe as you're heading back to the locker, you see Serena and Alyssa arriving. We can say your lockers are conveniently close to each other.
Sure.
That's how it works in like every teen TV show and movie, right? Like all the main characters' lockers are in the same hallway.
I mean, if we were going IRL, my locker was like on a different floor to the rest of my class, but like, you know, we'll say for convenience and the TV drama of it that you're conveniently close. So yeah, Alyssa and Serena enter scene whilst Lila is packing up her lunch things. It's getting towards the end of lunch.
Oh, hi. Are you guys just getting here?
Yeah, it's been a really long night, day, morning, evening.
All of it.
Are you guys okay?
I mean, yeah, my reputation as a journalist is on the line, but like...
Yeah, that's Oliver Flitter.
Yeah. I didn't write that, by the way. Well, I mean, I wrote sentences in it, but they murdered it.
I want to say that was a lot of investigation if you wrote all of it.
Oh, well, I mean, that part did happen. Sorry. Okay, so last night we went to the park and on a tip that I had. So I was supposed to be writing a story, so we went to the park and Alyssa and I and this new guy that works freelance photographer for the paper, Partner. And Partner, they're a super, which we found out because they teleported Bamf Man.
A licensed super?
Yeah, apparently.
Did you get his card?
No. He just said he was. Anyway, and he knows that we've got powers because that happened. And we went to the park and we found the police line and we crossed the police line because what? Journalism integrity. And then we went into this tunnel and we found another tunnel that was clearly like a super powered created tunnel. And then we fell down this hole and we found everything that you saw in the article, the chalk outline, and then this videotape of Undertow talking to these really sketchy looking guys in black hoods and stuff about something, and there might have been an exchange of something. And then we went back because people were talking about if Jillian was a superhero because they have the description of her from whatever you guys got into yesterday. And
wait,
she wanted to dye her hair.
The description?
The police.
The police?
Yeah. And apparently, well, the police say they have a description of somebody, and it was a description of Jillian. So, but people are also saying there's some incident with a water bottle, and she pulled off some guy, and so now everybody at school, that's what Flitter is all about. Flitter is talking about everybody at school, and Alyssa did a good job trying to negate the situation, right? Diffuse it and just call Jillian boring, she's too boring to be a superhero. So then people are just telling her, just arguing about if Jillian was boring or not. And so anyway, so she just, moral of the story, she decided she wanted to go blonde.
So.
It didn't
I
work.
bet she loved that.
Yeah. What she loved even more was when she decided to go blonde and bleach her hair. We may have accidentally got bleach all over her parents' carpet. And when they woke up and started screaming and we left.
Wow, I wish I could have been a part of that.
Yeah.
Waking up as late as we have, would Serena and Alyssa, I'm going to ask you if you think it would be appropriate for you to take a condition. You may choose which condition, and if you think it's appropriate, please take one.
Oh. Definitely. I mean, they were up until dawn because, well, Serena was up until dawn because she had a whole bunch of caffeine at 2 a.m. I'm gonna say, I think Serena. So I actually think how she's reacting to the newspaper is making her. She actually is insecure.
Okay.
Because I think she's blustering and angry about it, but it's because she's afraid, and because she thinks that they didn't like what she wrote, and that she's not gonna be asked to do anything else, and that she's gonna lose all these future opportunities because they screwed everything up, and that she's not good enough to be doing this. So I think there's a lot of bluster and anger and stuff that's hiding this I'm not gonna have to do this.
Yeah, so maybe as you're speaking, Lila, and Alyssa certainly, because you're sisters, you'll see that Serena is maybe not, is either overcompensating or not as confident in their speech. Would you say that's fair, Kelly?
I think she's overcompensating. She's talking way more than she normally does, and kind of going on and on and on about things, and trying to justify everything.
Thank you. How about Alyssa?
I think Alyssa is angry this morning. She's just been kind of cranky. She's only said a couple of words, which albeit is not all that different from any other day. But she just looks grumpy. She looks unhappy. And she keeps glaring at people who are like making noises or walking by, anything like that. So yeah, I'd say she probably notices Serena's difference, but also is kind of focusing on her own.
So it sounds to me like a definition of a bad morning, as one person seems to be stalking in a bit of a mood, and the other one is talking really fast and like just seeming a bit like it looks like it's been a day and the day hasn't even started.
Yeah.
But it's lunchtime, so the day has started. It just started without them.
Yeah.
Mood.
I also woke up feeling like really strong for some reason. Even though I'm cranky and grumpy and tired, I also feel just like a lot of emotions welling inside, or at least I think they're emotions. I'm not really sure.
Could I use the phrase "your emotions are swirling"?
Yes. Yes, you could.
Great.
Sounds like you need some tea.
Yeah.
I
Sure,
imagine-
tea.
Just as Lila says that, the bell goes for the next class.
Yep. Seems right.
Do you want the rest of mine?
Alyssa looks like she's gonna say no for a bit, and then she says, yes, definitely. Thank you.
Sorry, it may have a lot of sugar.
It's okay. We had Cheetos for lunch.
Walking by is John Dalkey.
Oh, I glare at him so hard.
He he has some sandwiches in his hand, and like when you glare at him, he just sort of like.
I like over the cup as I'm drinking tea. I'm just like.
He's just like, I'm not going anywhere near, and carries on walking.
It's a bummer. Those sandwiches are great, but it's a sacrifice Alyssa's willing to make.
Yeah,
For
you
a
see him
point.
go to his own locker and just put them in there. It looks as though he had no intention of eating them.
Renee may have regrets. Alyssa does not. Her stomach like growls at the same time, but she's still like she's clinging to that anger hard, man.
I'm sorry, chat just killed me. Oh, poor scumbag.
But
yeah, go on.
I think as Serena observed this exchange, because she has like the summary from Alyssa as to what happened, but she's like wasn't there. I think she like glances at Alyssa and then looks at John Dowkin and is like, like reinforcing the like grr. But it's like very anxious and caffeinated, so it's like a very weird.
Yeah, I I think he's just gonna run. He just like it's like he does the thing where like he's getting his books and he's like he like sees you glaring and goes, oh, and just starts running.
solid plan, John Dowkey.
Well, with that, is there anything else that you guys would like to do today? We've got some more lessons, but they can be quite mundane as we get on towards towards the test after school. Lila, would you like to have a quick scene with what happened with you and your parents last night?
Sure.
Cool. So, whilst y'all were at the library, Lila, you received a message from your parents and had to leave in a hurry. I don't know how this would work. Could your like parents have like a keyword or anything like that? It doesn't really matter. They said something that made you think, oh shit, I should go home. Every parent has one of these, you know.
Yeah. My mom Mindy is kind of like a soft-spoken woman for the most part, so she would probably say something that's not super like we need to talk, but I think I can picture her saying, "We'd like you to be at home right now," and that would be enough to say, "I gotta go."
Fair. And when you get in, it is your your mother and father are sitting there waiting. I've given every father so far the same voice, so I need to go for something different. Do they have like a national colloquialism or anything that I can like cling on to?
Have we done y'all yet?
Y'all, is that like what?
You
Southern?
all, for
American
y'all, it's like
style.
Southern.
Yeah, like real Southern. I think I've done some Southern. I'm fairly sure I've done some
Okay.
Southern. I've gone very British for the dads though, so we could have a Southern dad. I've also like after I made a tweet a while back about different accents, I've been practicing a South Afrikaans accent. We could possibly do that. All right, so let's go Southern. Hey there, sweetie.
Hi, Dad.
We need to have a
What's-
talk.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, you know, some of the other parents, we meet at a parents' conference every now and again. Well, we got some disturbing news come through our Facebook group. Or, sorry, FaceTime group. FaceThing group. Headbook group. We got some funny news come through that there's been some teen supers around your age in this area, and one of them they think they identified from your high school doing some unlicensed superheroing, and you know, we know that you were close to your grampy, and I just wanted to have a talk and make sure that we were on the straight and narrow.
Oh, yeah, I heard about those kids. I think that was a different school though. They were on the swim team. I haven't heard anything about our school.
We should be keeping an eye on the swim teams. All right, I'll let the other parents know.
No, I meant it was just the one swim team. But I think that was just like a one-off. I don't think it's swim teams in general.
You can see him typing. Like he mumbles a bit when he's typing. He's like, "Keep eye on swim meets for suspicious activity."
No, that's not. I meant that was not at our school.
So now you haven't taken after your grampy at all, have you now?
Apart from his nose, nope. You know, he always did have a good sense of smell.
We're just concerned, that's all. You know, there's enough super activity going on in this city without teen supers going around without licenses, no less. Bad enough that they're around, let alone, you know, without licenses.
No, Dad, supers aren't all bad. You know that, right?
I heard it enough from your grampy. I heard it enough from you. I heard it enough from your aunt.
Yeah, they're just people. And even if there's somebody at our school, that doesn't mean something bad's gonna happen. And there's nobody at our school.
Right.
So,
But Lila, the reason that these licenses and restrictions were put in place was so that they can be monitored and aware of the repercussions of their actions. Now, an unlicensed super could do any amount of damage to the infrastructure or a person. They could do serious psychological trauma. They could do serious physical damage in the name of doing what's right. Vigilantism is against the law.
Yeah, I know that, but you don't have to be afraid of them. There's good ones out there. And maybe we should have more of them, and maybe instead of cataloging them and treating them as if they weren't real people, maybe if we treated them like actual people who were out there to help, then maybe we wouldn't have as many bad guys. Maybe we'd have more good guys.
Or maybe if we started to have a healthy respect, not necessarily a fear, but a healthy respect for dangerous individuals, which is what they are. You have to take a license to get your car because they're basically giving you a weapon. You could run someone down and kill someone with a car, just the same for being a super. If you want to use superpowers, you need to get a license. You need to understand the laws.
So they get their licenses, Dad. I don't know what you're worried about. Kids in school drive all the time, and kids, like supers, get their license, and there's a process, and you don't need to worry.
Even then, you know how many kids die in car accidents even though people get their licenses?
Dad, I don't drink and drive.
Good.
I don't even drive yet.
Well, I'm sure you'll get there, sweetie.
Fine. What do you want me to do? Not go to school? Do you want me to be homeschooled?
No, I don't want you to be homeschooled. Just be on the lookout, alright? If you see anything suspicious, let us know. And try not to associate yourself with any potential supers. I don't want you thinking that just because your grandpa was a good man, that any person who decides to put on a cape and run around without a license is also a good person.
Fine. I'll keep an eye out, and I'll only hang out with the good people. Happy?
All right. Well, look, it's late. You got school in the morning. Where was you at, anyway?
We were at the library. Researching. We have a big test coming up.
Down in Star City?
Yeah. They have the old research books.
Uh-huh.
Anything else?
I'm sure I gave Mindy a different accent before. This is my first time playing your father, but I'm sure I gave... did anyone remember the accent I gave Mindy? No, me neither. This is clearly the stream about forgetting NPCs' names and voices. Listen, sweetie, we just want you to be safe.
I know, Mom. But I am safe. You don't need to worry about everything. I can take care of myself.
I know you can, sweetie. Have you eaten?
No, not yet. We were gonna grab dinner while studying.
All right. Well, I've still got some dinner left. If you like, I can make you something up.
Okay. Thanks.
That's okay. And I think we'll wrap the scene there. We're not going to need to worry about you being grounded. We can just say that was hype that you were sending in the thing in the middle of the argument, because you don't actually need to lose a day here. They ended up staying up all night. So if we needed you to lose a day, that would make sense. But we don't need you to lose a day. Instead, they lost a night. So
I was amping up the attitude.
Yeah. So we'll go back and we'll skip forward again. Serena, Maddie isn't at school this afternoon. she's not. No.
I think the minute Serena got there and noticed that Maddie wasn't around, she would text her. And actually, at that moment, realized that it was really surprising that Maddie didn't text Serena that morning when Serena wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
And she would just be like, "Hey, Maddie, you're not at school today, and I was hoping to catch up and maybe schedule our next time to hang out. I hope everything's okay and you're feeling good. Let me know."
So if this is like a WhatsApp message, it sends. There's only one tick.
So it got there, but she didn't open it. I think she would leave it for a little while, but if it got to like the end of the school day, like school's let out and she still hasn't heard back, she might actually call over to the house.
Just before the end of the day, you get a text back. It just says, very shorthand, don't worry, all fine.
Would I know if that's typical of Maddie? Can I roll to know if that's typical
Yes,
of
you
Maddie?
can. Why don't you assess the situation?
Oh, good. I didn't take that condition.
Seems fine.
Okay. So I think she just texts back like, okay, well, let me know if you need anything. Missed you today. Bye.
One tick.
Huh. I think Serena would be like, it would think Maddie's fine, but would be worried that she's like mad at her or something.
As we're getting towards the end of the day as well, Serena, I think you might see John Dalkey at his locker alone.
Trying to think of what's half asleep, highly caffeinated Serena would do. She's a different creature. I don't think Serena's not super confrontational unless she like actively sees somebody doing something wrong. So I think she'd do the thing where like super passive aggressive thing where she would like walk by him and like accidentally bump into him like into the locker. Just be like, "Oh, excuse me."
He is on the football team though, so to get him to actually knock into the locker, it will be a bit of a heckin' chunk of a bump. Would you like to roll for that, or would you like to modify it all?
No, I think I'll roll for it because like even if she just bumps into him and is like, sorry,
Yeah.
it's still like is equally passive aggressive.
Sure. Normally I'd say this would be mundane, or even superior because you're provoking someone. But in this case, you can also roll savior, as I feel like you're coming to Alyssa's defense here.
Okay, I'll do that.
So he falls into the locker, but you move the same distance in the opposite direction.
Like a little kid running into their dad, like.
And he turns around like, "Hey, are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm fine.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry I bumped into you.
That's okay. You're a senior, right?
Yep.
You're Alyssa's big sister?
Also, yep.
That's cool.
You know, you should give my sister a lot of space.
Space?
Yeah, like, don't talk to her, don't look at her for too long. You know, space.
But we shared sandwiches.
I mean, that's nice. But how about you go share your sandwiches with, like, Jillian or something? You know, your prom date?
He reddens.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, it was nice meeting you. Just sort of like goes back to his locker.
And I think Serena just walks away. She doesn't like acknowledge the nice to meet you. She doesn't say nice to meet you too. She just leaves.
And we will wind forward to the car at the end of the day.
Oh.
Something from Bonnie?
Sorry, real quick question.
Uh-huh.
Do I have any notes in my locker from Leslie? It's okay if not.
Did you deposit your note yesterday? You did, right?
I did.
I remember you writing it, but I can't remember whether you I think she doesn't answer anything specific. She has left you a note, but it's just like, wow, I'm really glad to have a pen pal. This is going to be amazing. Did you end up going to ask her for your locker number? Because I remember the turmoil of trying to find her locker.
No, I remember, I think that I went and I like just kind of zoned in and was like, that's her locker.
Yeah. Really pleased you found my locker. And you left her locker. You left her your locker number, right?
Yeah.
And she her note is just really short, but she was like, oh, I can't wait to start sending lots of messages.
Okay. Lila will take it and is a little bit disappointed that her question didn't get answered. So she doesn't write back today. That's all.
Okay.
Thanks.
So we meet at Serena's car, ready for our test. And is there anything Descent would like to do through the day?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
I don't think Serena ever really got filled in on what this test was.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
she was, like,
Sorry, it's
Grab-
another mock test.
yeah, but I don't. Is this the getting the
The
book
hero
from
license. Yeah. Getting the license to get the book, to get the
Because we're not ready for our test yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, since we're not good enough to pass the mock test, we'll deliberately flunk it, was the plan.
Right.
To try and steal a licensed super's license.
What could go wrong?
I will say,
God just dropped a toy like in a bag full of stuff and was like trying to find it. It's just really entertaining. Sorry. So we're going to. Is there like a location that this was supposed to be at?
Yeah, it'll be the same place as last time, that underground
Is
car
it?
park at the test center.
yeah.
Okay. So so Serena knows where they're going, so she'll keep going, and
she'll just look over at Alyssa, or I guess they'll get in the car, and she'll look at Alyssa, who's probably in shotgun, and just be like, I guess Jillian didn't make it to school. Do you want to text her and see if she's coming to this? Because I kind of thought we needed her.
Yeah, okay. Alyssa will send a text to Jillian that just says, "Where are you at? We're supposed to fight about boys."
One tick. That's received but not opened, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe this is why Lila writes actual notes instead of sends text messages.
Okay.
Is Alyssa actually saying all of that?
Yes. Because this changes our plan.
Okay.
Lila, are you still up to teleport over and get the license?
Yeah.
I mean, we could
Serena.
argue about something, right? We're siblings. That should be like normal.
Yeah. What do you want to argue about? It was easy when we could just like point at John Dalkey and be like, "That one's a butt. Let's talk about it."
I mean, we could argue about you sharing sandwiches with him.
That's not a bad idea.
Because who'd have thought that was a good idea?
I was hungry. God.
Out of all the friends you're gonna pick to like make friends with, you pick the football guy?
Yeah, okay, let's do that. If you're good with that, let's do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can be pretty convincing about it.
Okay.
And for Lila, in that moment where they start getting into the argument before they're there, you get this weird sensation. For a second, you kind of feel a little like you're being pulled between Descent and Ascension. Not Alyssa and Serena, but Ascent and no, Descent and Ascension.
Like
just like a slight tugging, you know? You ever felt it when you can feel like the tension in a room can be like cut? You can feel that tension just kind of pulling at you, but it's a little different.
Okay. Lila's not liking this. She was just about ready to tell them to save it for the scheme, so she's glad that they kind of did that themselves.
We got this.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Figure it
Yeah.
out. It'll
And
be
if
fine.
you guys have to break something, don't be afraid to do that. Not each other, but yeah.
Right, yeah.
And I guess we arrive at the test center. And Bob is waiting downstairs to greet you.
I
Sup,
forgot his
Bob?
name was.
How can we forget Bob?
Bob.
All right, so you're here. Welcome back. There's only 3 of you. There's 4 on the test sheet.
I think our fourth got grounded by her parents, and rather than reveal herself, she thought it was smarter to sit this one out.
All right, I suppose it can't hurt. The thing is, sometimes this will happen in real life as well. You'll have a team, you'll have fundamental parts of that team that'll be fundamental to your plans, and they just won't be able to show. Sometimes supervillain will see how fundamental they are and start pulling them apart. That was part of the problem with the new Revengers. You know, when they saw the new Revengers had a key player, they just immediately started sabotaging them. You can learn a lot from the history books, you know. I suppose the key thing here is that you don't have a plan. Well, today we're gonna do a different thing, okay? Last time you had to try and stop the bank robber. This time, completely different scenario. Our friend over there is representing the public. And our friend over there, you see a very small guy in a suit and a tie, is representing an intergalactic threat from outer space.
We have to prepare for that.
Yeah, he'll be getting ready around the same time as you. Your mission is to try and take out the intergalactic threat without harming the civilians. And you can recognize the civilians are being played by the same person who did the healing last time.
It's a top-notch, high-budget operation.
Are there any questions?
I don't think so.
Nope, I'm good.
Let's do this. But as I say that, instead of looking at the tester, I look at Serena and Alyssa.
All right, and when you all say yeah, he's like, okay, Steve, you can go for it. And Steve, like, undoing his tie, takes off his shirt and begins to expand into this large green-gray reptile, sort of a bit like a cross between T-Rex and something bigger, and just is like standing there ready and gives a thumbs up with little arms.
A thumbs up.
Yes. I'd like to say that there was a moment between like taking off the tie and taking off the shirt, and then between shifting when Lila's kind of like, oh, where's this going?
Superhero stories have a lot of undressing.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how you slice it, there's a lot of undressing.
Well,
It was undressing last week.
Yeah.
it's a lot cheaper, you know, to undress than it is to rip every time.
Yeah.
Well, that also takes us down a very different route. Thank you very much for the advantage for Kelly. Rock there coming in with a donation. Kelly, you have an advantage, so now everyone has an advantage.
So I mean, when he's getting into the super situation, because he's in the super suit. I can imagine. I didn't think that was that funny. I imagine that we will all have to do the same. And I'm kind of. Is there like a telephone booth anywhere?
When Steve sees you looking around for a telephone booth, he's like, oh yeah, you arrived in uniform last time, didn't you? Can't you just like spin or something in some alternate dimension? Superman used to do that. No, okay, look, there's a parked car over there. Just go and hunker down behind the parked car. Be careful though, that's my car, so don't scratch it. It's like an old beat up 80s muscle car.
And he clearly worked on himself.
Oh yeah. You can still see the peeling sign where it says like something mobile. Like
Oh. Seriously? There's no bathroom here?
well, this is a car park, what'd you expect?
This
I don't
place
know.
really
I have to walk to Starbucks.
Look, if you want to walk to Starbucks, you can walk to Starbucks, okay? The thing is, you're gonna turn up on the scene, not in your suit, and you're gonna need to find a place to change with no one to see you. So we're gonna start the operation, and
More undressing.
Wait, what do we do about crowd control at this point? If we have to change, public's gonna get eaten, stomped on. I don't know. What do you do, dude?
That's part of your problem. You gotta figure out how to look after crowd control. Use your abilities. Use the stuff we went through in your solo lessons, and do your best.
Okay, we have to change in shifts.
Okay, Steve, go! And he goes, "Rah!" and starts attacking, like walking over towards him.
I think Serena would like dive into her own car where all of their stuff is. And she's got like a super tunic, so it's just like a slide on kind of thing. So she's speedy.
Sure. So Serena changes first, which I guess would give Serena the first action. There's not initiative or anything in this system, so we could just 100% narrate that.
While Serena's changing, can I kind of almost like do a basketball guard in front of the public?
Yes.
But Lila, like, 100% doesn't know how to do that. So she's just like standing there with her arms just like trying to like keep in the way.
And anyone looking over at Steve, he's doing a fantastic job of miming flipping a car, and roaring about it, and yeah, like and all of that sort of stuff. He's having a wonderful time, and you hear Bob say, "Well, you know, that's already some collateral there. Oh, where are the supers to save us?"
Changing.
Better than being busy eating sandwiches with John Dalkey.
Hey now. What is that supposed to mean?
My turn to change?
It means that like there are better people at school. And I know that you don't have a whole lot of friends right now, but like maybe picking somebody who's like doesn't suck.
There is one person who has been nice to me in the past year, and you're telling me to go find someone better?
I mean, you ever think that maybe people aren't being nice to you because you're so grumpy all the time?
Are
Like,
you kidding me?
Smile, say hello to somebody.
I smile, see?
In the background, Steve goes up to the building that was in the last thing and like punches it down. And Bob's like, "More collateral, or where are the supers?"
Newsflash, because you like news so much, Serena. High school is hard. Keeping friends is hard. Maintaining any semblance of a normal life after what happened to us is hard. Can you blame me for holding on to the one thing that seemed normal after so long?
John Dalkey seems normal to you?
He's hot. Doesn't that mean normal in high school?
No. Like, if anything, all of like, first of all, you act like I'm not also a high school student who also has a job, who's also trying to figure out what to do about my college experience because I'm waiting for you because I don't get to move 30 feet away from you without feeling like my insides are getting ripped out. Like,
How is that my fault? You can't take that out on me.
yeah, well, you can't sit there and like act like the world is against you when you're also having a rough time. You
The
suck it up
world
and you
is
deal with it.
literally against me, Serena.
No, there's a pond that's against you.
There's a pond that affects the whole world.
Yeah, well, maybe if you had some friends, you could figure out how to deal with it.
In the background, Steve is like walking towards like the public, and the guy who plays the public has got his hands in his pockets. He's like, supers, save us! We need at least 3 C-level supers or 1 A-level.
I made a friend. His name was John Delkey.
Oh. Clearly, with what happened to us, also affected your judgment.
Maybe it's the late nights you've been working on the new job. Maybe that's affecting your judgment.
What is Lila doing while they're arguing?
Lila was changing in the car and like waiting to see if she could tell when Bob was distracted. I didn't want to interrupt that because it was great.
You can see that Bob is looking at the 3 of you like he doesn't look like a counselor. You know, he's sort of looking at the 3 of you like hey, are we gonna get on with this problem or what?
Is Lila in his eye range kind of thing, or she was trying to stay over by the car?
If Ascension and Descent were covering you whilst you got changed, then yes. If not, you can make a roll for it to try and sneak away.
So I think that if she changed in the car...
I thought I was further away. If you need me to sneak away, I will do that.
And Serena's voice is getting higher and higher, and she's just like, you just don't seem to understand everything that I'm trying to do for you.
Lila will go, keep it up. And what would you like me to roll? Just a flat 2d6?
Yeah, let's go for a flat 2d6.
Or can I make an argument for unleashing my powers? Nah, probably doesn't work because I don't want to teleport because I don't want to draw attention to myself. Never mind. Sorry.
Well, I mean, if you want to unleash your powers, you can unleash your powers. I will not stop you from unleashing your powers.
Well, I would be worried that if it looked like I wanted to do anything super, he would focus on me instead of the fight. So, if I felt
Wait, I have a question. I'm
what is
so
that?
sorry.
Yeah?
What objects are all immediately surrounding us right now?
There is a traffic cone, a busted sprinkler sitting over near a concrete pillar, some rubble. If you're that kind of super, there is a parked old beat up muscle car, your own car, lots of rubble as Steve has broken down the temporary building.
Cool.
Oh, and also some pools of water.
Which car is closest to us?
Serena's car.
Cool. Keep going, Lila.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to sneak away. I'm gonna roll now. Is that cool?
Yeah, go for it. Okay, so on an 8, you can it's good enough. You do the thing, okay? You do the thing. You can sneak away. I'm not actually going to give you a negative effect on this because I think Serena and Alyssa might have us covered for that.
As soon as I'm out of Bob's vision, I'll be like, yeah, keep it going.
And Bob's looking at the 2 of you like, is there a problem?
No.
I think there is. I think the problem is you're entitled, selfish, and egotistical.
Selfish?
I do everything from dragging your dying body out of a pond to working jobs and giving you all of my tip money so you actually eat a decent meal once in a while. And I'm selfish?
I wasn't trying to die. And Scrat, I would like to unleash my powers, please.
Please do.
Thank you. This is new. This is a reality storm. Hold on. I am also, because I have one condition. Oh, shoot!
Ooh.
What? Do I have a,
Advantage, yes.
Oh, that you have to call beforehand.
Yes.
Shoot. Okay. Okay, this is so bad. I unleash a destructive burst of my powers. How on earth do wait?
But
Hold on. That's not math. Wait, how does that? I got a +3 to that roll. How did I get a 3?
Did you type in +3?
I did.
Just type in free.
Oh.
Pluses mess with Roll20's API. It's not a registered character.
Okay, so would that make it like?
It's a
what would that
6, so
mean?
it's still a miss.
It's still a miss.
Hang on a minute, let's have a look. Did it actually roll?
Yeah, it's 1 + 2 + 0. So
Gotcha.
you rolled a
gotcha.
1 and a
Okay.
2, so you would have 6 total. So it's not still a miss.
It's
Yeah,
still a
so it's
miss.
still a miss. Thank
Okay.
you.
I unleash a destructive, essentially like tidal wave of energy from my body. It's not actual water, but it looks and acts like water. It spirals out in every direction. It's actually kind of huge. However, it does destroy or damage the car.
Except, since you have rolled a mist, you feel this new power come out of you and you see this water swirl and you almost see the destructive potential, like the car flips and stuff like that, but no one else sees this. And after you've seen it a second later, you snap back to reality. Except, Alyssa, something is very wrong.
What?
Serena, you suddenly feel very justified in your anger. In fact, your anger gets worse. Could you actually mark me, possibly? Would you mind taking a condition for your sister's failure? Would the two of you be okay with that in roleplay? Yeah.
That actually makes complete sense given my character. So
I
Great.
will also say that I just marked 3 conditions.
Excellent. And don't worry, your thing hasn't done nothing.
Okay. Okay.
So I took angry, right?
I think okay, so here's what I was trying to do, Scrat.
Uh-huh.
So, in order to get rid of the angry condition,
Mm-hmm.
you have to destroy something.
Yep.
However, this ability that I use on a failure, I have to mark 3 conditions. Can I still mark to remove anger and take on the other 3 instead, so that my anger dies as Serena's amplifies?
I would like to assert that you don't take the 3 conditions yet, and you don't mark angry yet. Something is about to get destroyed, and when it gets destroyed, then you can do it.
Okay, fine.
Is that cool?
Yeah. Cool.
Lila, that tugging is worse than ever. since these two people are very water-based, you almost feel like a boat being pulled between two whirlpools. Or between a whirlpool and something else.
Yeah.
Over where Steve is, Steve walks up to the crowd and just goes... and the crowd goes, "Oh no!" and like hits the deck. And Bob turns around like, "Well, you failed." As he says that, water comes bursting through the doors that you entered, be it an elevator or whatever, and through the windows, as it would seem your power drew water from every near available source. The water swirls in. It takes Steve out, it takes Bob out, it takes the public out, it destroys both cars, and after about 2 minutes of absolute chaos, you are all standing drenched in a car park.
What did you do?
Can I unmark angry now, Scrat?
Yes, you can.
I don't know. That's new. That's new. I haven't done that one before.
You think?
Yeah, no, I think so. That's new.
I don't understand how we're supposed to accomplish any of this with you just doing whatever you feel like.
I wasn't trying to. I didn't feel like it. Alyssa's hands are shaking a little bit, and she's like looking at herself and looking around and like trying to figure out what the heck is going on.
Is there still water around?
Yeah, the place is dripping wet. Like, it looks like it's just recently been flooded, and it's now pouring away to any available place. But unfortunately, you are underground, so the only available places are further below ground, but you're pretty much at the bottom, so you're sort of sitting up to your knees in water still.
I think Serena, because now that she's actually angry, I think she would use the water to like portal herself further away in like a huff. Cause she can travel from like water to water, so she would just like, or maybe like portal herself away to the top of her car.
Well, that would actually be the bottom of your car. Your car is 100% totaled. The roof is cracked in. It's upside down.
I really hope Serena has superhero insurance.
Okay, she'd portal herself next to her car to try and start seeing if she can save anything in it. And like pout.
Lila was trying to teleport to Bob right before this happened.
Uh-huh.
And
Bob is unconscious, laying in a pool of water.
Get it.
he's unconscious in a pool of water. He's drowning.
Yes.
Not everybody be underwater. Okay. So Lila's focused on that. And she teleports to Bob.
Mm-hmm.
And tries to like lift him up a little bit and just kind of like somebody help, somebody who can do water stuff. I think he needs some help. And start trying to like sit him up and pat him on his back and like see if she can wake him up or anything.
Alyssa looks really torn between Bob and Serena, but runs over to Bob after a few minutes. Not after a few minutes, a few seconds.
I was just say after a few minutes, Serena's gonna be. Not Serena, sorry. Lila would.
2 other people in this room as well that got wiped out by this.
Oh my god. Oh, they're all down too?
Everyone. The giant dinosaur hit the ceiling, then the floor, and then transformed back into Business Steve. And the public also is seemingly unconscious. The healer.
Okay, let's do this. So Serena's gonna start by going to where Lila is. She'll and she's gonna do all of this like teleporting through the water just because she's mad. So she's gonna just like pop up next to you, Lila. And unleash her powers.
Roll me and unleash your powers. And what are you trying to do?
I should have rolled with advantage. So, Ascension has a very different power from Descent in one way, in that through water, she can drain herself to give to other people.
Mm-hmm.
So she was trying to basically like drain herself enough to get them up.
Yeah, the miss is just going to mean this doesn't work, I'm afraid.
Alyssa was coming over to Bob, and then Serena like appears out of the water right in front of her, and so she's like a little bit startled, and that throws her for a second. I can try something.
I don't think we actually need many rolls. Serena, I'll say you can't get them up, okay, if that's okay, because I narratively don't want them up for a moment. But if you guys want to stop them from drowning and make them stable, like a D&D unconscious,
Yeah.
we won't go for any rolls for achieving that, okay?
What I would like to do narratively for that is draw whatever, like, using hydrokinesis, which is one of our abilities, to draw the water out of their lungs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can
and then just like dump it on the floor. So long as they're like breathing normally and not drowning, that's a start.
Yeah, Ascension can do the same if you like, and Lila can help you get them all onto the car or something so they are stable. You've saved them. That's good, right?
After they're up on the car and okay, Lila will try and find the license.
So, going for Bob's wallet?
Yeah. Actually, I changed that. How old is Steve?
Sorry?
How old is Steve? How old is Business Steve?
Steve is a weedy 54. No muscles to him or anything like that. He's like essentially almost a skeleton with a slight grey moustache and a grey full head of hair. Fair play to him. Over to one side, business cut.
What about our crowd?
Yeah, how old is our crowd?
The crowd is probably about mid-40s. They're all older superheroes, you know? They're past superheroing days.
Yeah, I guess Bob. Since that's not gonna pan out. Yeah, I'll go for Bob's wallet.
Sure.
And look to see if I can find his license. And maybe just look a little bit to see if he has any cash, but not actually take any.
And you can see that he's got about $5 in change. He has his hero license, he has his driving license, 4 credit cards, a debit card, and a dog-eared laminated card, which looks like it was possibly printed in the 1920s. That says the Hourly Heroes official fan club.
Oh, definitely doesn't take that. Definitely leaves that there. Just takes the license. puts it back in his pocket. Well, you guys were sure a distraction.
Yeah, I mean, at least that went right. Kind of. Except for, my car.
Muted?
Anxious.
No, just quiet.
I didn't mean to. I am so sorry.
I know you are. I know. I know you didn't mean to do it, but this is why I wish we would. I don't know, just take everything better. Just be better. I'm just tired. I'm tired of picking up after you, and now picking up after everybody.
Hey.
Feel free to hate me all you want, Lila. You were part of the crew that somehow got spotted by the police doing vigilante behavior last night.
I didn't think this would turn into a real fight.
I didn't either.
Maybe we're not a team without Jillian. Maybe we're not a team at all. Maybe we're just here wasting time until we find our actual teams. And that's fine if that's what it is. But we have to get through this. You guys can fight all you want, but I'm gonna find my team someday. If I have to do this test by myself, you bet your ass I can.
Well, the two of us have to figure out how to work as a team whether we like it or not. So
Yeah, I don't have to care about that.
well, we've got the card. We don't have a car anymore. I'll have to call my insurance company. But let's go find this book. That's what we did all this for, right?
You hear the elevator bing. It's a woman. Maybe 40s, 50s. It's always hard to place, She's certainly older, though. The same sort of age as the other heroes that seem to work this place. She, peers around with a clipboard and is like, is everything alright? We got a signal upstairs that all of your supervisors are unconscious.
Yeah, they could probably use a little bit of help.
Okay, and she sort of looks around and goes, which one of y'all did this?
Losa just hangs her head.
And I think Serena just steps forward and she was like, it was a mistake. It was a new power that we didn't know about.
Are you trying to cover for Alyssa? Take the blame yourself or just protect?
I think just protect. She's just trying to get in front of the situation before the woman is able to start making any assumptions or anything.
Oh no, that's just fine, sweetie. We find this quite often. Now, we had the three of you down as C-class superpowers, but looking at this, I'd say you guys are at least B. Who knows, maybe you've even got the potential to be A's sometime. It's all different tests and all that, but it does mean we're going to have to be potentially a bit more rigorous with your lessons to get you bump started up. We can't have you running around unsupervised. I mean, there are options for unlicensed heroes. It just means you can't do any of the crime fight in public stuff, you know. There's a lot of desk work, though.
I think we'd rather not do that.
Okay, and she walks over to the three unconscious gentlemen and places a hand on each of their heads. And I could wake them up now, but they'll wake up in about 2 minutes. That way they don't get so many migraines. Why don't you come up with me up to the office? We've got some forms we'll need to fill out. Don't worry about any of the property that was down here, your car and all of that. They'll be covered. I've told Bob a million times that he shouldn't bring his car down here, that he should walk down, but just a time bomb, really. Let's get upstairs and get you guys through all the paperwork.
Okay.
Alyssa starts to follow, and then her steps kind of linger, and she just really quietly says, "I'm sorry, I think you should do this without me." And then she disappears through one of the puddles of water on the floor.
How far can your friend go?
Well, she can stay as water for about as long as we've ever tried, and can just kind of keep seeping through things. I can try and get a sense of where she went, though.
We have it in our notes that you two are tied together, that you can't move too far apart.
We can, but it kind of hurts a little.
Okay.
I mean, I think I have a good idea of where she went. I can go get her. I can follow her, and if you just give us a minute, I can try and bring her back, if that's all right.
Let's head on up to the office and get the paperwork filled out. We'll find your friend later. It was her, right, that did this?
Yeah.
And I know your sisters. Do you think she'd be predicated to do anything silly?
No, I think she's probably just moping in our safe space.
All right. Well, that as long as you think it's all good, then I'm sure it's just fine. You know your sister. And she'll take you upstairs to where you can start filling out the insurance forms and all of that good stuff.
Excuse me. Do I have to fill out any forms? Because I didn't really do anything.
Well,
I was changing the whole time.
I understand that, Messenger, but you are a witness, and since someone here has gravitated and are no longer here, we're gonna need you to write out all the forms. Now, don't worry, we're not like the motor department, the DMV. There won't be tons and tons of paperwork. All there is a few small statements and suggested actions
Okay.
going forward.
Okay. I would say, if I may, I think it makes sense that Lila would be feeling hopeless at this point, because the team that she was so excited about and she was so invested in, even for a little bit, now seems like it's not there anymore.
How about Serena? How's Serena feeling?
Actually, I think my dog growling is a good representation of that. I mean, she's not feeling great about herself, and then she's angry. So I think now she's starting to feel like she's not a very good sister either. But I think a lot of it is like she's like turning all of that angry that she had about everything kind of on herself.
Now, like I say, whilst you guys are filling out those forms, the forms are easy enough to fill out. It's mostly clerical work, answers itself, you just have to tick the right boxes. There are options for unlicensed supers as well, if you guys decide that this test isn't for you. Some private contractors can get around the licensing law by hiring supers to do private work. You know, some go on as mercenaries, but others go on as private doctors or private investigators. All of that good stuff. In fact, there's someone who's been doing a lot of work recently. If any of you are looking for maybe part-time super work, obviously this is something that's only really available to people like yourself. You could always pay them a visit. You're muted.
Yes, I'd like to do that, please. I'm very interested in all of the experience I can get.
Serena, you get the same offer, and she passes you a card, Lila, that says The Contractor on it. It's a black business card with white, bold font contractor across it with a small the, and the contractor looks as though it's been spaced out, you know, like type spaced. And on the back is simply a phone number and an address.
I think at first Serena wouldn't go for it. She's like, I don't know enough going on. But then when she sees the card, she becomes like intrigued, like, ooh, vague mystery journalism. Give me one of those.
Yep. And she'll pass you a card as well.
I mean, I know I for one would still like to make sure I'm getting all the tests done to get my license. Worst case scenario, you know, you do a little bit of both.
Of course, you know, and like your friend says, you can always use this to gain some extra experience, or you can there's a whole plethora of options, you know. I mean, some say that the rates aren't as good for young unlicensed heroes who are still learning their powers, but it's just like getting a service job, right?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta start at the bottom and work your way up. That's what my old boss used to tell me all the time when I was cleaning the bathroom.
She just looks at you. You can tell at some point in her life she's worked retail. From the look she gives you.
I think, like, Serena, like, yeah, like.
Where does Alyssa go?
Alyssa is heading to their sanctuary. She hasn't been back to this magical pond in a while. But under the stress of everything, it felt like the best place to go. So she finds herself currently floating on her back in this pond, just contemplating and swirling her fingers around, making sure that she still has any semblance of control over her abilities.
Yeah, and as you are, it seems like everything's back to normal. That burst, it just seems like a hiccup. Maybe the anger or something got to you, for want of a better word.
Yeah. She's just floating. Breathing, trying to figure it out, trying to figure herself out. There's a lot different now all of a sudden. And it's hard to understand why. She feels like she took 2 steps forward by starting to actually make friends, not John Dalkey, to be very clear. Just because he's hot, he's not a good friend.
You were defending him vehemently just moments ago.
Yes, it was fake. It was all fake. It was a lie. But she did actually had been starting to feel better about like what she was going to do, the fact that Serena was likely going to stay in town, the relationship she was starting to build with Lila and Jillian, and this just felt like another 3 steps back. Because dang it, she dared hope. She dared hope for just a few days that things would be better and that she wasn't as dangerous or doomed as she had led herself to believe for the past year. And today proved her wrong.
You can feel something with you in the water. Not like a fish or anything like that touching you. There's nothing in the water. Just a presence. It still seems malicious, but not at you.
I think Alyssa is a bit confused. The past few times she's swam at meets, she's sensed some other presence as well, but she couldn't find it. And so if she feels something in the water, she's gonna take a quick breath and dive down.
Yeah.
See if she can find a source.
Could you directly engage, please?
Yes. That is a success.
An incredible success. So you get to pick 2 of the following things. You can resist or avoid their blows. They're not currently attacking you, so we'll ignore that one. Take something from them. Doesn't have to be physical. Create an opportunity for your allies. Or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
I would like to take something from them and impress them.
So, what you take... First of all, what you see as you swim down is that there isn't really anything here. It's less a thing in the water and more that you are in the presence of something that is the water. You can feel it looking at you, and what you take from it is insight. As it opens your mind to it for a second. In the way that your body sometimes becomes water, it's almost like that. It just offers you this understanding, just sort of reaching out to your mind. If you accept, of course.
I think because of the vulnerable position that she's in and the longing to figure things out, yeah, she's open to it.
First of all, you get a rushing sensation as the presence is showing you what it sees you as, and what you see for a moment is that swirling where you saw the destruction of the car, and then it getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you are a raging whirlpool in a restless sea, and you can tell it's impressed. It shares with you a memory. It seems this creature also once had human form. You see a beautiful woman, dressed in very ancient clothing. Hair that almost is water, much like you can turn your parts of your body into water. That looks a lot like what she is doing. However, this image is replaced by plastic, metal, rusting cans, sewage outlets, whole ships, and disgust. You see another hero dressed almost like one of the maybe one of the first or second generation of heroes, capturing this woman, binding her, forcing her into this pool. And then a sense of loneliness. We'll say the hero looks Grecian, maybe European.
Alyssa is still kind of a swirl of emotions. So she just kind of like runs her fingers through the water as she kind of holds her own position floating, and hopes that that is some kind of connection.
I think it's enough. Let's go back to Lila and Serena as you exit the test center with Bob's card. No one noticed, no one asked. they promise you that the insurance company promises to get you a replacement car out within the next 4 weeks.
I think when they say that, Serena, like, she's still kind of pissy. It's like,
You know that your insurance could get you a car quicker, but if you use their insurance, you don't get a claim.
yeah, it's cheaper.
It's free.
I think she would ask the woman, like, is there any chance that when they do this whole claim and replace the car, they can make the paperwork give me a good cover story?
Sorry, I missed that just a slight bit as Rock donated some 100 bits for some deep role playing. Thank you, Rock. Sorry, say again.
She's just like, can you make sure the paperwork has like cover story of like a random accident or something that totaled my car? I'm gonna have to explain this to my parents why I have a different car in the parking lot.
Is my mic picking something up? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at my mic readout, and my mic readout is going up to like 50 decibels or something crazy when I've got it muted.
I hear like a little bit of like air might be from like the air conditioner, but only when I'm like, what do I hear something?
Okay, as long as it still sounds normal, OBS, I'll just put it down to OBS being weird. OBS was being weird earlier as well with Firefox, so we'll just put it down to that and carry on.
That sounds fine.
Turn it this way a little bit more. There we go. Maybe that'll help. So she's like, yes, of course. We'll say that there was a burst water main, and that should cover everything.
That's probably true too.
Yeah, actually. Thanks.
So, you're gonna go find Alyssa?
If you're confident that she's not going to do anything, we're very trusting. We like to trust our candidates until they pass. In our eyes, truly, you are innocent until seen guilty. Until proven guilty, sorry. So, by all means, when she's ready, get her to come back. I know this was a big reveal. She's getting more powerful. Perhaps this means you guys will as well. Teams often progress together.
Goody.
Yeah. Thank you
Depends.
for being patient with her. I might go check in on her.
Sure. So as a pair, Lila and Serena, you have options. You can either go and find Alyssa, or there's still time left this evening. You could head to the library and gain access to that Demonomicon.
I'm going to the library. You can come if you want, or you can go find Alyssa.
I think what Serena would do is she would like, if there's like a vending machine or something in here, she would go like buy a bottle of water.
Yep.
And like look at it really carefully and then like hand it to Lila and be like, when you get to the library, just open the top on this and I'll come meet you there.
Okay. Tuck it in my bag. Change out of superhero outfit first, and then go to the library.
Sure. So I would like to follow Lila. We'll say that it takes you a second, Serena, to get there for some reason. It's just as you try and go there, you can sort of like, you know how you portal through things? You sort of like can go through, and then it's just sort of like the door's closed. Like you've left your keys inside or something. It's a weird sensation. But it's just going to delay you long enough for Alyssa to have a wonderful scene. And we'll follow Lila to the library.
Okay. Is it the same guy at the front desk?
Good evening.
Hi. I need that book. I'll kind of slide the license across the desk.
Are you covering the name and picture?
Yeah.
It looks like, well, if you've got a license, well done on passing. Doesn't really look up. Go on, head on in.
Okay.
Amazing how fast you got that license.
Yep, think it's a good team.
Always good when you've got friends you can rely on.
Yeah. And she'll go into the back.
Yep.
Or what,
you
should
can
I like swipe the license or knock or?
swipe the license. It says "Welcome, Bob," and the door unlocks.
Okay.
As you
Questions?
enter, there's a sign that says, "Bob, you have free overdue book loans."
Tell me how much they are.
Total sum about 30 quid. $30, sorry.
Okay. I was like, I don't know what that is. Lila probably doesn't have that much money right now. Would you say I maybe have like lunch money or bus money or something?
I mean, yeah, it's not gonna stop you from entering. It's just like a warning, you know, just like a hey, you owe us money. It's not saying pay now.
Right. She feels a little bit bad because they have taken this person's license and they're using it.
Mm-hmm.
And she also feels a little bit bad that he's knocked unconscious because things didn't go the way that she thought they would. So if there's a little bit that she could put towards that, it would help ease her conscience a little bit. So that was the plan, but maybe there's no place to put the money in. So she will start looking for the Demonomicon.
Sure. Well, you can use the directory, and sure enough, Demonomicon, the quantity in stock says one, the only one.
Okay. Is it like a reference book that you like can't check out, or is it a book that I could maybe take?
You cannot check it out. It's the only copy.
Yeah.
So that's when it says the only one, that's your sign that it's very rare, should be handled with caution, can't be checked out.
Got it.
When out of character. When
Yeah.
you say the only one, do you mean like the only one at the library, or like the only one?
We'll leave that vague.
Okay.
Oh, I want to take it. Yeah, okay. So, I'll look it up. I'll find it. Pull it out. What does it look like?
Well, as you go near it, it's in a glass case, which you need to slide your thing on, slide your card in. It says Class A Heroes Only. You can see the book through the glass case. It looks like red leather, but as you get closer, you can see that it's writhing like skin and eyes open and close on it. There's a large buckle, and the spine shakes like it's trying to... it's actually chained to its stand. And you can see that chain quivering as the spine moves.
That's so cool. I don't remember what I was supposed to be looking at. So, can I turn pages? Is it like I have to put special gloves on? Is it
You'll have to
a
slide
robot?
your card in the reader first before you can get access to it.
Okay. Since it says A class levels only, I am not optimistic, but I'll give it a go.
It flashes for a second and then goes green. It seems in his heyday, Bob was an A-class hero.
Oh, good job, Bob. I say as I put the license away.
It does. No, Kelly, you've never seen any of Bob's powers. As it, as it, as the door before the door opens, it gives a list of instructions. Please handle with care. Be prepared for magical attacks, psychological attacks, psychic attacks, telekinetic attacks, fire, demons, water, and devils. And then goes green, like, door open, ready to be opened.
Milo kind of mutter, fire might be a nice change, and open the book.
Yeah, the book sort of like tries to shy away from your hand at first, and you have to kind of wrestle it open. But you can force it down, and it isn't attacking you.
I'd like to just, run my hand down the spine a couple of times to kind of calm it down.
Make me a comfort or support roll.
Say, what is the equivalent of an animal handling check?
Is that just a flat roll?
Mundane, comfort or support.
Oh, got it. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, as your ring touches the spine, the book immediately quietens and settles down. And the book begins to purr.
Thank you, Hagrid. And I'll just start flipping through, not looking for anything in particular, but see what catches my eye, because I honestly do not remember if there was something specific we were looking for. I think we were just doing research.
So you'll remember back in the when we were looking back in your other textbooks, you remember it said see the Demonomicon like all the time whenever you saw anything like water-based demons, nymphs, or anything like that. It was like see the Demonomicon. In this section, there is a in this book there is a list of water nymphs, deities, and demons.
Okay, I will go there.
The list is about 10 or 12 names long. It starts with Poseidon, Aphrodite, Triton, all of those classic names. Then in the subheading demons, it's surprisingly clear of water demons. There's only 2 names. Scylla and Charybdis.
Scylla or Skiller? Sorry.
I'll put them in Twitch chat for you.
Thank you. Oh. Do either of them have teleportation skills that are listed through water?
Well, as you look at Charybdis, you see that Charybdis is the daughter of Poseidon. That she is water incarnate, and she often appears in stories alongside Scylla. This is slightly more detailed than the human histories. Scylla was a nymph that was slowly turned into a 6-headed beast. It seems the two had a long time running plot where they aided each other where they aided each other over on a stretch of water. The Strait of Messina, where Charybdis would form a large whirlpool, which would drive sailors close to the rocks, where the much larger Scylla now would wait to try and attack sailors who would so foully litter in their sea.
Can I pull like one of my school notebooks and start taking notes?
Mm-hmm.
And does it say anything about weaknesses?
For Charybdis, it says daughter of Poseidon, able to manipulate any body of water, create whirlpools, immense water power. It doesn't say anything really about weaknesses, but tells you to be prepared for water damage. For Scylla, it also mentions water powers, but less so. More beware their wrath, and their, their temper. But more importantly, the book focuses more on their union. There's a lot of philosophy here. It doesn't look like fact, as it talks about some people who think they were sisters, others who think they were lovers, that were working together on this sort of eco-savior, eco-terrorist. One person's eco-terrorist is another person's eco-savior campaign. It's mentioned several times how beautiful Scylla was.
Out of character. I don't know how much that means to Lila, because I don't think a lot has been shared about the water powers, unless I'm forgetting stuff. So she kind of makes general notes because she just kind of experienced things with water, but it's not clicking in her head the way it's clicking in my head. And she would probably like to see if there's any other maybe interesting things, and we don't have to go through that.
Oh, there is pages and pages and pages of genealogy about Poseidon and his many lovers and many children, and which of those lines are still alive today, and what status superhero they are in which countries and all that sort of thing, and their greatest achievements and all that sort of thing. But it's really, as far as the book goes, it's quite short and really quite docile. Like, the rest of the book looks like the pages might eat you, whereas this is quite informative and nice. Whether that's your influence or whether that's the nature of the content is up to your interpretation.
Yeah. So she'll make her notes, kind of read through some a little bit, take some more notes, close the book, kind of slide her hand down the spine like once, twice, maybe a third, last time. And
it's weird. The book is definitely flat. The chain stops being tense and relaxes. The book's definitely flat, but you feel like it's curled up.
Oh, okay. And she will exit the library and kind of look around the street to see if there's anyone who she might think, like a print shop, or I don't know how you would recognize someone who can do counterfeit documents, but she's looking for that.
Give me a what do we use for social encounters? Knowing social information. Do you feel like this is something Lila would know? Has Lila ever had a fake ID made before for drinking underage, for example?
She has not had one. She has probably researched it, though.
Okay. So, you would know of a place in town then. It's a bit of a walk.
Yeah. But
you can start heading there. And why don't we pan across as Serena, you are allowed into your haven. It's weird though. It's not like you've been allowed in. It's like you suddenly remember how the door handle works, like you were sitting there pulling up instead of pushing down. You get the sense that you weren't doing something right, and now you can come in. And as you two rejoin, I'm going to take a quick bio.
Right off the bat, I would say that Serena does not see Alyssa because she is still underwater.
I think Serena would know, and she would swim to the little platform she had set up on the far side of the room to be where she hangs out. But important to note, I think that while Serena swims okay, like she can hold her own, she doesn't look like a professional by any means. Like the girl can float and she can like doggy paddle.
Yeah, I think that's enough though, because
so it's a lot of noise.
Yeah, as soon as the water is like moving enough, Alyssa will just like, you came.
Of course I came.
I thought you might still be mad.
You know, I'm angry, but I'm not angry at you. I'm just angry. You know?
I don't think I have the energy to be angry.
I'm sorry.
I'm suddenly realizing how much there is I still don't understand. I'm sorry it affected you. I'm so sorry about your car. I know how hard you work, and I know how hard it was to get that car, and how hard it is to drive me around everywhere, and how hard it is to work and stay in the city, and all of these things that are limiting your life and what you can do, and I'm sorry that that's me.
It's... First of all, the car is fine. The lady from the licensing agency said that they're gonna deal with my insurance and give me an excuse for mom and dad. Just so you know, a water main broke. Water got in my car wherever it was parked. Everybody's fine. The car is wet. So they're gonna fix that. I mean, it'll be a pain for a couple weeks, but it's what the bus is for.
Yeah.
But as for the other stuff, I mean, it's kind of like why I'm not really angry at you. I'm just angry. It's not your fault that all of this happened. It's not you that's tying me here. It's this stuff. But I mean, if I was gonna be trapped somewhere with anybody, at least it's you.
I wish I understood the stuff so that I could fix it or make it better, but I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep trying to understand. I'm gonna keep trying to figure things out. I may even keep trying to have friends.
Good friends.
Good friends. Not John Dalkey.
He really is kind of a butt, isn't he?
He's such a butt. I'm really glad that you don't hate me. And I'm glad to also, if I had to be stuck with anyone in this kind of crummy situation, super crummy situation, I'm glad it's you two. And at this point, Alyssa will like push herself out of the water and sit on the little platform next to Serena.
I mean, we'll figure this out and we'll do it together, and I think we should patch up stuff with Lila too. I think it's, you know, you see two people fighting and it feels really tense or whatever, but like, you know, we figure it out.
Yeah, you see two people fighting, and then a whole room explodes with water, and then I can see how that would be kind of confusing.
Yeah, but like also day in the life of being a superhero.
I hope it's not a day in the life. I don't want this to happen very often, if ever. I guess things are changing. I don't feel like I could do this before. Something's different. I'm stronger or more dangerous or closer to answers. I don't really know which one, but
I feel like they're probably gonna go together.
maybe so. And Alyssa's gonna just lean her head on Alyssa's shoulder. I mean, Serena's shoulder.
Speaking of answers, Lila's trying to figure out if she can break into the library right now.
She is. She got the
Yeah,
card then.
Yeah, I bought a bottle of water and sent it to her so we can show up wherever she is.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
No,
Let's.
I'm hoping that they don't like look at the whole like she's not Bob thing.
Well, yeah. I just. What if she finds answers? What if I knew that we were going to try and get the book, but I didn't think it was this close in the realm of possibility. We have to figure out what's written in there.
Hence why I brought it up.
What are we still doing here?
And I think Serena would kind of grab Alyssa's hand and slide off basically it's like a pier with her into the water and see if they can pop up where Bonnie is.
Alyssa waves to the water as she leaves the sanctuary and teleports to wherever Lila is with Serena, hand in hand.
The two of you get very different feelings. Alyssa, you feel like the water waves back. Serena, you feel like if you stare too long into the abyss starts staring back. And we're going to pan back across to Lila, who is making their way to the print shop.
Yep.
On the way to the print shop, you see John Dalkey.
Okay. Does he see me?
He does not. But this isn't like a nice part of town. He's sort of looking around like he's waiting to meet someone.
I will see if there's any place I can like duck behind to hide so I can see him and not be seen. Because even though I haven't really had interaction with him, I know who he is, clearly.
Okay. So you 100% can do that. As he waits, you see a person turn up, and it looks like they just haven't got the fashion memo. As like they get out of this car and they're wearing like a wide-brimmed fedora and like a tan suit. It looks like something out of the 70s. And they talk with John for a brief moment. And then you see John shaking his head. They offer him an envelope. And he slaps it away and runs. You see the guy stand for a moment, put his hand in his pockets. Doesn't pick up the envelope. But gets back in the car. And drives away.
I want that envelope.
As you're running over to the envelope, that will be the moment when Descent and Ascension appear through your bottle of water.
Do they just like pop out of it? Because I don't think it was open.
Oh yeah, you needed to open it, right? So
Yeah, but I didn't.
We're just like water inside, and Alyssa's like tapping on it with a little fingernail.
Sure, you guys can be inside, but we're gonna say that the plastic stops you from being able to hear, but you can kind of see what's going on as you get this sort of weird, you know, like camera in a pocket style motion. That's sort of what you got. It's very motion sicknessy if you get motion sickness. And Lila is running towards this envelope.
Because Lila has purposefully not opened it yet. Like that was an intentional choice. So I'm picturing like an alley with like one direction and then another direction that John Dalkey just like went the other way. Is that
yeah, he's
accurate?
just sort of started running back towards maybe the suburban area. It doesn't look like he's running to like the store or anything like that, you know?
Okay. Because was debating following him, but there's an envelope. Gonna take the envelope instead.
Okay, you pick up the envelope. Feels kind of soft. Slightly damp at the edges where it's landed on the pavement.
Okay. Does it smell funny?
Not really.
No? Open it up.
Inside is a wad of cash with used bills, some ripped, some curled at the edges. If you like, you could count it.
Yes, please.
This is a wad of $100 bills. There's $1,000 here.
Okay. Moving past the fact that this is a really shady, would this maybe be enough to get a counterfeit license?
Yes, it would definitely be enough for you to get a counterfeit license.
Good. I'm gonna take that cash. And I'd like to see if I can like kind of follow John a little bit to see if I can like not quite catch up or if I can tell where he's going or anything like that. And if I can't see if he's gone, that's fine, but she's definitely gonna try.
When you look up, John has turned down a block somewhere. When you run to that block, he's nowhere to be seen.
Okay. Then she will turn around and start heading back to the print shop.
Yeah, you can definitely feel at this point a tapping against where your hand is.
Okay. If that's happening, then she'll... Oh, yeah.
I think like the whole water bottle is maybe shaking because the water inside is sloshing around on its own.
She'll open it and pour it out on the ground so they can come out.
And I think Serena and she's kind of like, oh, I don't feel so good.
Alyssa just like sits and like rubs her head for a second and just like, okay. Wait.
Maybe you guys are dehydrated.
Huh.
Uh-huh.
Where are we?
This doesn't look like the library.
I was definitely expecting the library.
Nope. Did the library thing.
Did it work?
Interesting stuff. Yeah, it worked. It worked so well. I'm gonna get another one of these so we can give this back to Bob and not tell him we used it. No, this I saw the infamous John Dalkey in this very spot.
Why would he be here?
Yeah, excellent question. Why would he be here with meeting a man with $1,000 in cash?
Because he's a butt.
And then he not take the cash and run.
Why would he not?
Alyssa low-key like hands out her hand so that Serena can give a little low five.
Yeah, but why not take the cash?
Did you like check to make sure the cash is like okay?
I don't know. Do you
Like dye packs and
lick it?
stuff. No.
I
Well,
mean,
I think
here.
um
And I'll show it to Serena. I don't know how you would tell. It's just a couple of hundreds.
So I would argue that having been a waitress for a very long time, Serena has been taught how to check for like counterfeit bills and like messed up money and like stolen money and that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything fishy about this cash?
As you do your checks, without like the special pen or the UV light,
Yeah, I just kind of like the like.
all the other checks seem okay. You can see the strip running through it okay. You can see the watermark through the bill. The serial number looks right. The paper feels right. Old, but right. Definitely an old bill. You rub it, none of the ink smears or anything like that.
I mean, maybe he's got like an emotional problem with this particular stack of money.
Maybe he's on drugs.
Well.
Anyway, maybe someone can ask him about it. And I'll look pointedly at Alyssa.
I. How do you
Does he
start that
wanna talk-
conversation?
Gosh, you know what this sandwich needs? Drugs. Do you have any? Do you know where I get any?
So you want me to convince him I'm not a superhero, I just want drugs.
Listen, if you're doing weird stuff, if you're doing weird stuff and he thinks it's this, then why not give him something else to focus on? Suggest a different alternative.
Part of me wants to talk to him because I'm curious. Part of me doesn't want to because this is weird.
Yeah. But we know that there's something fishy about him, clearly. And let's face it, I don't have anything to talk to him about. And neither does Serena.
I maybe.
No, I know. I'm
sort
the
of-
one who would
Or
be likely to talk to him.
we can tail him. You could still have to talk to him. You'd still have to get him out of his room, and we could infiltrate his bedroom and search it.
I I do want to throw a little wrinkle into this. I may or may not have passively aggressively somewhat threatened him earlier, so he might not be as interested in talking to Alyssa anymore. But maybe we could get Jillian to do it. I think she'd be happy to, you know,
That's
get
even
John
better.
Dalkey out of his room or infiltrate the room.
And
That's
here's
even
the thing,
better.
too. We could just, like, low-key drop to Jillian that John Dalkey might do drugs, and she would ask him without us having to ask her.
I still really like the idea of suggesting to him that you are on drugs instead of a superhero, because that kind of allays any kind of suspicion, because I maybe might have mentioned to some people who are super active in Superwatch that
You hear a rustling from the alleyway behind you. A guy in a hoodie sort of like gets up and says, "I hear you need drugs."
No!
no, we're good.
No!
I mean,
But were you meeting somebody here for drugs?
no, but I've got about an eighth, and I'd gladly swap it for a sandwich.
I think we're okay, but if we find a sandwich, we'll be back.
Maybe you want information?
Yes.
Sure. Maybe I could have a dollar.
Who's got cash that isn't in hundreds?
Serena would.
There's a
Alyssa does not.
there's a guy sells coke. He works out down the alleys, down the docks.
No, not that kind of information.
Oh,
I don't know if you saw what happened with the two guys, the man and the kid.
two guys. I don't know anything about that. I'm not into that. I wouldn't like to be into that.
No, do they come here often? Have you seen them before?
I don't know. Is this a club or something? He's like looking at the building.
I don't know how to talk to this guy.
I think Serena would just be like, here, you know, get yourself a sandwich, get yourself a night to give him some cash.
I think Alyssa just kind of sighs and just says, "Look, we're trying to figure out why the guy I have a crush on was here."
I don't know if I can help with that.
Cool.
I would say though, always make sure you got someone who can help you out. Someone you can rely on. Don't end up on the streets, it's no life. And he'll thank Serena for her money, and you'll see him head towards a corner shop.
Hey, keep an eye out for that kid who ran through here earlier.
Sure, I'll do that for you. The kid with the scruffy hair looks like a football player.
Yeah, that's him.
Alright.
Thanks.
That was well handled.
What is happening?
I understand you recently took a card from my employer, the contractor.
Yep.
And Serena would lean into us and be like, they gave us cards for somebody who employs unlicensed superheroes at the licensing agency.
Oh, cool. I don't have one.
One of my employer's assets is a bank. And they are worried about all of the recent troubles with heroes and villains trying to rob banks and big superheroes smashing the place up and all of this. So they're thinking maybe they can take a little preventative caution. They're looking to hire some guards. just to have a presence at the bank overnight to make sure that no one tries to steal anything and nothing escalates out of control. She's
Do we
a woman.
see this person?
She's a woman in a business suit, pinstripe, flared shirt, clearly quite built.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested.
I mean, I have a question first. Some of the things published recently suggest that Undertow is possibly one of these problematic people when it comes to the banks. So this job would require quite a benefit to us to take that kind of risk.
I'll be clear. Clear as glass. That's some Americish saying, right? We haven't decided what our fusion name is for this place yet. Like what country we're in. I tried
We
to
don't know.
smash English and American together and it didn't work. We'll draw a line under that and just keep going. Needs improvement. It's we have contacts at the training facility that let us know when people are maybe more than a C-class hero.
Okay.
I think you'd be able, three of you, potentially stronger than C-class, even if Undertow did turn up. Though I don't think Undertow is a bank robber, I might point out.
I mean, I'm just saying, with the recent things in the paper, on Flitter, you never really know. It's a risk. We should be making sure that we have a understanding in place before accepting this contract.
Of course, if a hero gets involved, you follow the law, you step aside and let them do their job.
Okay.
Yeah.
However,
sounds
the
good.
law is also very beneficial to us in that as an employee, you do not need to be registered, licensed to interact with any trouble. And you can wear your suits. Or you can wear our uniforms. We have uniforms if you don't want to be recognized.
Uniform could be good. Are you thinking school night?
These occurrences most usually happen Tuesdays and Wednesdays, near midnight.
That's fine.
Yeah. What the heck?
Excellent. Well, you already have our address and our phone number. I look forward to seeing you 6 p.m. on Tuesday, when we can issue you with uniforms and all you need to do, bring entertaining things, huh? Try to look like gods, but you know, essentially you're just babysitting a bank for the night. No need to be too, you know, easy job, easy money.
What could go wrong?
Great. Thanks.
Alyssa leans over to Serena. We're cool with this?
She pulls down her hat and says, "It's a pleasure doing business." And as she pulls down her hat, she keeps pulling. And wherever her hat goes, she disappears like a person behind a sheet sort of trick. However, you do hear
That's so cool.
heels clicking away.
That's pretty cool. I think we need the extra team practice, and I think if this is something Lila's interested in doing, then we as a team should be supportive.
You guys don't have to do it. I know you have your other job.
No.
My parents have been telling me to get a job for a little bit, so.
Yeah, I can help pay you back. Serena.
No, I think we all should do it. I think, like I said, I think it would be good practice. We are a team. A little bit dysfunctional at the moment, but... And besides, maybe something cool will happen. I can write about it for the paper. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah.
New teenage superheroes rescue day. Front page.
Cool. So, Tuesday. Anyone want to go get a counterfeit license?
Sure.
All right.
Why not?
I think it's this way.
We're off to get counterfeit licenses. Look at us being so super, so heroes.
We now have an underground contact. We already had secret identities. I made friends with the Demonomicon.
Hey.
Yeah, it's a nice book, actually. Kind of cute.
I definitely have a lot of questions.
I have an abundance of questions.
Not much else to say besides that.
Well, did you find anything in the Demonomicon?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff about demons. Very informational. Stuff about the gods, like the old classic gods. I confess water was kind of on my mind. So I was looking at that. Not a lot of water demons, surprisingly. You'd think that, like...
But there are some.
Yeah, there's some. They were talking about 2 in particular. I'm gonna pull up my notebook. Scylla and the other one that I actually don't know how to pronounce. I have it written down. Daughter of Poseidon, water personified, manipulates the water. They're kind of like a tag team, apparently. And Scylla was a nymph who turned into a 6-headed beast, and she was real angry all the time. That's about it, actually. I tried looking up to see if there are other, like, demons and things, just, you know, lots of fire ones. Not a lot of earth ones either. But, yeah. So, maybe this will help us with our test.
You
I
said
don't know.
they work. There's a pair of them?
Yeah, they're like sisters or lovers or best friends or something. They kind of come as a set. They work together as a team. And they like take down sailors and yeah. It's kind of cool if you think of it. You know, if you have like just that team that, you know, you can rely on them, and it's even if it's just one other person, like it's just, you know.
If you were to like non-super Google them, if you go to like non-super Wikipedia, if you don't look at the Demonomicon knowledge about them, all it really says is information about how you can be between Scylla and Charybdis, was an old saying to mean between a rock and a hard place.
And I think while Lila is kind of philosophizing about the benefits of teamwork, Serena just kind of gives Alyssa like a look.
Alyssa is frowning. But right now, her mind is on what could be in the water and hasn't gotten much past that.
And I'd like to end today's game with a little flashback. Serena, we'll follow you as you rush to try and save Alyssa from the pool. And you remember that the pool kept stretching and didn't seem to want to let go? and then suddenly it seemed so easy to pull her free. You took energy from her. And whether or not that's relevant is where we'll end today's show. How do we feel?
Solid. I just advanced again.
That was a
So-
good one, y'all.
Yeah, Kelly and Bonnie, you're pulling very similar faces at me.
Well, I filled up my Doom track again, so.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
I might be playing this wrong.
I think you're just a lot better at rolling dice.
Well, maybe. I have no idea.
Because if we scroll back up, Serena miss, Alyssa miss, Lila success, Serena sort of success, Serena miss.
I missed a lot. I didn't go up today, though.
Oh, you meant your Doom track went up.
My
Sorry,
Doom track.
I thought you meant your progression track went up. I was getting ready for
I
more power
progressed.
I'm close.
I advanced.
You
and
advanced.
I advanced, and Serena filled the Doom track again.
Yeah, I might have to reread over my character because I think I might be missing stuff, but that was awesome.
I am so excited.
Scrat, masterful storytelling.
Yes, that was great today. I enjoyed this a lot.
Thank you. My gut reaction there was to repel that with some sort of murders. Oh, you guys tell the story, but I'm saying thank you. Thank you.
No.
Congratulations on both the game and the thank you.
Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
everyone, we will be discussing theories in Discord and all of that wonderful stuff as finally I've pieced something together. Yeah, hang on, let me just find the
You better
credits thing.
believe I'm gonna go scream in Discord about it right after this.
Well, yeah, you've got like what 45 minutes, so you know,
Yeah.
plenty of
Yeah.
screaming time, right?
A whole extra 14 minutes of screaming.
Yeah. We'll be heading over there right now. I'm gonna post some links in the in the in the chat. Okay, thank you, chat, for raging about me accepting a compliment.
And
but
it's
please-
on camera.
Please check all of the links. There's all our social links, places you can go to support us, sponsor information. We're very thankful to Maychan Press and Burden the Storm Publishing who make this all possible. And also, please check out all the websites where you can get 10 to 15% discount for all your tabletop needs. See you in the Discord, everyone. Back here for Eden in half an hour. Back same time next week for more Just Because You Can. Keep on evoking emotions, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.